Hello and welcome back to Bug Rounds. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. So again, if you saw my last video, I explained why we're in a different position within the realm. This video is actually being recorded the same day, so that's why you're in the same position. Now, one thing I would like to say, while I work on certain things in the Phasmid corner, you may get this image quite a lot. Is that fine by you? I know we agreed to have the stick insects in the background, but I know a lot of you liked the teas. It's not just teas behind me, but I don't know, I kind of like this setup. The only downside is you have to look at my bed all the time, which is a little bit unfortunate. But let me know in the comments below, you happy with it being here or possibly in my downstairs area until I get the Phasmid sorted. I don't like agreeing to something with you guys and then changing it. But if you're happy with that just for the time being till projects are complete over there, then so be it. Anyway, to the point of this video, I'm going to be turning something you might find boring or dull into something exciting and beautiful. Now, if you have seen it before, I'll pop a little card up here somewhere. I did a video about isopods and how I kept them and how they were breeding so well, dairy cow isopods. And I did mention that I also had in there some hissing roaches. And if you saw my pickups video or me opening the mystery box from MP Exotics, you'll know I gained some more hissing roaches. Now, how am I going to make isopods and roaches interesting to an audience? I know some of you already love them, but there's a lot of people out there just like, cockroaches are disgusting, and isopods are just basically wood lice, they're boring, right? Well, the answer lies within this tarantula room enclosure. One of my favourite enclosures that I own so far from the tarantula room. I'm going to try and make this setup as best I can to be a display setup that will look awesome for you guys at home, and perhaps maybe you can copy my idea and have a nice centerpiece somewhere within your home. Let's see what we can do with this enclosure. Okay, I do apologise if you can hear the sound of the rain, but it is tipping it down and I have to do this on my kitchen floor as to not make so much of a mess. So, first things first. I'm actually going to attempt to put an ivy plant in here. Now this plant may die, but it may sort of circulate the enclosure, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. And I'll be constantly taking clippings from this to then try and produce more ivy in the future for my stick insects. So this ivy didn't even need a pot this big. I'd already put it in this pot previously, or two pots by the looks of it. Now the place I want this ivy is to be actually down the side like this. I want it down the side for a reason, and you'll see that soon. So there we are. You pop the lid on and it still fits. Now next, the important part, our isopods, which are in here, if you remember this setup. And we also have a few roaches on the inside here. Look how many isopods we've got going. Check this out. This guy's trying to do a runner. Okay, now to not harm the isopods very much, I'm literally going to use my hands to scoop this into this enclosure because we have to use the same substrate because there are so many babies there. Then we're going to pack it down around the ivy plant. Now I would recommend using a clay ball layer at the bottom of this as a drainage layer if you're using live plants, but in this instance I don't want to kind of pack it up too high or isopods to get lost within the clay ball layer. So I'm going to just attempt this as it is and see how it goes. If I feel that it needs more draining, I will put a big tray underneath this and I will drill a couple of very tiny holes to allow the water to escape. So this is going to take a fair while, but here we go. Try to escape. Now I'm just stopping the video for a second. This here was what was left over of my Halloween pumpkin. I put the whole, it was a small pumpkin mine, but I put the whole one in here and they devoured the entire thing, minus this little top. Now I'm not quite sure if this piece of wood is going to fit It certainly won't fit upright like I originally intended, but we're going to try and, my phone is going mad, we're going to try and work a way of getting this in here anyway. There we are. Maybe if we build a sort of barrier so that the ivy can grow up over it. Let's see what I can do with this. So all I've got left now, one more piece of random wood, a little bit of leaf litter and some sphagnum moss. Let's see what we can do now. Okay, you guys ready? Let me know if I've turned something boring into something beautiful. And here we have it. Let's get a closer look at what's going on inside. So as you can see, the ivy's at the back, and we've got our wood, the moss coming over the top. We've got another piece of wood, some leaf litter. Move that up there, space it out a little bit. Now you're going to have a bit of a glare from the light on my camera perhaps in a moment. Oh no, it's actually behaving. Oh, it's up there, look, there it is. So, what do we think? Is this quite naturalistic? Would you have this as a sort of display within your own home? I think I may even get an LED to attach to the lid of this enclosure. There's one of our dairy cow wood lice having an explore. If we move along, there's another one. Now if I show you down here, this is why it was important to make sure all soil was picked up by hand. Look how many are hanging out underneath. Now don't worry, they look a bit squished, but they're not, guys. They're quite comfortable down there, and there's plenty more. Now we're going to add our additional roaches. Now these are the ones given to me by MP Exotics. Now half of these are actually Kelly's, but as she's forgotten to pick them up, I'm going to put them all in this enclosure, and she's going to come and recollect half of these from me at a later date. So here are two females. Now they actually are beautiful in their own way. Nothing disgusting about Madagascan hissing roaches, guys. These are not the ones that are festering the homes and making them unclean. Very large female here. Look at her face. You not think that's a little bit cute? Not even a little bit, just me? Two males. Hear that? That's why they're called hissing roaches. Now you can tell when you've got a male because they have more prominent little horns just here. Let's calm down now, look. Not hissing at me. Let's put him in. And now we add the babies. These are going to be the harder bits to find when I'm transferring back to Callie. Sorry, Cal. Help if I took sellotape off, wouldn't it? Lots of itty bitty babies. So here they are huddling up. And there's a juvenile here, almost adult. See, they don't get their coloration until, I'm guessing, the final molt. Yeah, these are magnificent. Now, one of my ideas behind this was to have a display enclosure full of life. So there's always something going on. There's always something to look at. Perhaps a good setup for children
to appreciate bugs. I'd say that roaches and isopods are one of the best beginner pets, depending on which type of roach or isopod you get. For children, great introductory pets, won't bite you, won't hurt you. Some can be big and bulky, some can be small and pretty, but all make a great display. So this is a side view from the tank, so this is actually filming through. You can see how clear the tarantula room enclosures are. They are in fact crystal clear. The only kind of fogginess you'll get is for the reflection from my light right now. Look at her going up there, having an explore. Booty. So the lid's now on, and you can see with my light on here, it's still very, very visible. Now, can you imagine how active this will be at night time? If I popped an LED up in here, or if you did, if you copied me, think how much this will burst with life in the evenings. So you tell me, did I do it? Did I turn something boring into something beautiful? I'm pretty proud of this setup personally. In fact, I've got a challenge for all of you right now. If you're still watching this video, first of all, thank you very much for bearing with me. I'm not sure how many views a video based on isopods and roaches is going to get, but I've got a challenge now for you. Well, a challenge you can give me. If you feel that I've succeeded of turning this boringness into something beautiful, these roaches, these isopods, into something fantastic, then challenge me to another invertebrate. What other invertebrates do people look at to be plain and boring? Can I adapt it to something beautiful? Challenge me with the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you thought that I was successful. And if you want to see what else dwells within the realm, make sure to pop back weekly for multiple videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and bye-bye.